Hey everyone, welcome to Real Talk Grimm Edition. I'm your host Josh, and this is the place where we dive into the dark, whimsical world of the Brothers Grimm. Whether you're a longtime fan of fairy tales or you're just discovering them, you're in the right spot. Each episode, I'll read a classic Grimm's fairy tale and explore its deeper meanings, lessons, and maybe how it's influenced things in modern storytelling and pop culture. From well-known stories like Cinderella to more obscure ones that still carry a punch, we're going to get into what makes these tales so timeless and sometimes downright eerie. But this isn't just about reading stories, it's about peeling back the layers and looking at what these stories can teach us. The Grimm brothers didn't shy away from showing a darker side of life, and in many ways, those darker elements hold some of the most powerful messages. Whether it's about good versus evil, human nature, or just the consequences of choices. So whether you're here for a ride of a familiar story or to uncover something you haven't heard before, stick with me as we explore the fascinating, sometimes twisted world of Grimm's fairy tales. So let's jump right in. Today we're going to be reading The Golden Key. So grab a favorite drink, sit back, and enjoy the tale. The Golden Key. In the wintertime, when deep snow lay on the ground, a poor boy was forced to go out on a sledge to fetch wood. When he had gathered it together and packed it, he wished, as he was so frozen with cold, not to go home at once, but to light a fire and warm himself a little. So he scraped away the snow, and as he was thus clearing the ground, he found a tiny gold key. Hereupon he thought that where the key was, the lock must also be, and dug in the ground and found an iron chest. If the key does but fit it, thought he, no doubt there are precious things in that little box. He searched, but no keyhole was there. At last he discovered one, but so small that it was hardly visible. He tried it, and the key fitted it exactly. Then he turned it once round, and now we must wait until he has quite unlocked it and opened the lid, and then we shall learn what wonderful things were lying in that box. All right, so that was The Golden Key. It's a short, simple tale, but one that leaves us with a lot to think about. It doesn't have the action-packed adventure of some of the other Grimm stories, no witches or wolves, no dramatic punishments or royal rewards. Instead, we get something much quieter, more mysterious. And that ending? It just stops right as the boy is about to open the chest. What's inside? We don't know, and that is exactly why this story is so interesting. So let's talk about it. What does the Golden Key mean? Well, this story works almost like a fable, but instead of spelling out a clear moral at the end, it leaves us hanging, inviting us to think for ourselves. The big themes here? Curiosity, patience, and discovery. First off, we have the idea that discovery takes time. The boy doesn't just stumble upon a chest full of treasure. He finds a key first. Then he has to dig around, find the chest. And finally, he has to figure out how to unlock it. The story suggests that most valuable things in life, knowledge, truth, or even personal growth, don't come instantly. They take effort, exploration, and patience. Then there's the idea that curiosity leads to growth. The boy could have just gathered his firewood, warmed himself and gone home. But he doesn't. He chooses to investigate, to see what else might be hidden beneath the surface. That sense of wonder and curiosity is what leads to discovery. It's a reminder that sometimes the best things in life come from asking, what if? And being willing to dig just a little bit deeper. And finally, the ending itself. Not all answers come easily. We never actually see what's in the chest. Is it gold? Magic? Something entirely unexpected? We don't know, and maybe that's the point. Some mysteries in life stay mysteries, and that's okay. It keeps us searching, keeps us engaged. Now, how does it relate to the modern world? What does a fairy tale about a boy finding a key in the snow have to do with us? Well, a lot actually. First, the pursuit of knowledge. In our society, we value curiosity, whether it's scientific research, artistic creation, or just personal growth. Just like the boy searching for the lock, we have to ask questions, experiment, and work through challenges before we find the answers we're looking for. Then there's the idea of technology and innovation. Think about how many major discoveries, whether in medicine, space exploration, or even filmmaking, took years, sometimes decades, to develop. Every breakthrough starts with a key, a clue, a small step forward. But real progress happens slowly, just like turning the key in that tiny lock. And speaking of slow progress, instant gratification versus patience? We live in a time where everything is fast. We expect instant results, instant feedback, instant success. But life doesn't always work that way. The best things, wisdom, skills, relationships, they all take time to develop. And this story reminds us that sometimes we have to wait, and that waiting, that anticipation, is part of what makes the reward so meaningful. And lastly, there's the mystery of the future. That open-ended conclusion, it's like life itself. We don't always know what's coming next. We might think we have everything planned out, but in reality, the future is like that unopened chest. We turn the key, take a step forward, and see what happens. And maybe, just maybe, the unknown is what makes life so exciting. So what do you think? Did the boy find gold, a great secret, or was the real treasure just the journey itself? The golden key might be short, but it's one of those stories that will stick with you. It's going to invite you to think, to wonder, and to keep searching for your own hidden treasures, whether that's knowledge, truth, or something you never expected. And that wraps up this episode of Real Talk Grimm Edition. I hope you enjoyed diving into this story and its deeper meanings as much as I did. If you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you have any thoughts on today's tales, whether you agree, disagree, or just have your own take, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to us on social media at Real Talk on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, or send an email at therealrealtalk@gmail.com. Let me know what you think, or just say hi. And if you're enjoying this show, consider leaving us a rating or a review. It really helps others find us at Real Talk Grimm Edition, and it keeps the conversation going. Next time on Real Talk Grimm Edition, we're going to jump into the story Sharing Joy and Sorrow. Look forward to that, and thank you for listening. Until next time, stay curious, question the stories around you, and keep exploring the darker side of fairy tales.